Welcome back. The objective of this session is the package and the use of a public access specifier. Up till now, we have seen the various topics. This topic is somewhat more complex. The objective of this topic is that suppose you are working in an industry and you require to develop a one program which is available in a OneDrive, like something like E drive, and you want to access that particular program to the other drive. So one class is available in a something like E drive that should be accessible or that should be used from a C drive. So that is the objective of this program. How we can do it? Normally we cannot do it, but by using this package concept and basically the entire particular setting the class path, we can do it. The objective of this session is also to understand what is a package also. So now let us go for the content, the package. The package is a namespace that organizes a set of related classes and the interfaces. Conceptually, you can think of a package as being similar to different folders on your computer. It helps us to organize the class files or code properly. Now, let us take the practical example. We have a one package folder in a basically D drive. We have a P1 and P2. These are the two different packages we have. The objective of this program is that we want to access the one class which is available inside this P2 package. Inside this P2 package, there is a one class available. We want to access that class in from a P1 basically code, the code written in a P1 package. So that is our objective of this session. So now let us see exactly how we can do it. So again, there will be the multiple windows open. So don't confuse with that windows. Basically, we have a uh, all the window will be related with the P1 and the P2 basically packages. In the Java, the package is nothing but is a one folder. If I will create a one folder like this, new, and then we'll say P3. So this is a P3 package. Fine. So again, the folder itself is known as a package in a Java. Okay. So what I will do is that assume that I have created a P1 and P2 folder like this. Okay, in a P2 folder, we have a so this is basically whatever the screen here we have on the right side. That is a basically P2 related folder and that command prompt. And then in a P1, that's whatever we have on the left side. That is basically P1 related. We have a command prompt and coding. Fine. Okay. Now let us go for a coding. Okay, we will open a one file in a P2 folder. This is a one file. Okay, we have a class 1. We want to put that class into the P2. We will write down package P2. Okay, this should be the first statement. Okay, and then we have a class 1. Okay, and then we have put an integer I, and then j is a public. Fine, that's the integer j equal to 2 that we have. Okay, now let us try to compile that. So for compilation, we have a Java C, and then the name of the file, that's a one.java. Okay, make sure that this your command prompt must be in a P2 folder. Fine, okay. Then we'll compile, and then the class file has been generated. Fine, it's already available that class file, so it has been overwritten. Now we want to use that one from a basically P1 package. Okay. Here for simplicity we have taken a P1 and P2 in the same drive. You can take it in a different drives also. Fine. Okay. Now we will open the say test one. In the test one we want to use that class 1 whatever we have written in a P2. So that's why we have to write import P2 dot start, and then we will write one obj1 new one, and then we have a end of the main. So Now let us see exactly what will happen over here. Here whenever we will compile this, we will get a one error. C Java C test1 dot Java. So we got a three errors. Let us see the errors. See, the first error says that the package P2 does not exist. How the Java will identify the P2 is available in a D drive, C drive, Z drive, what is the drive we have? So we have to mention it somewhere that we have to do the setting. That's a class path setting we have to do. So that's one error is that, and cannot find the symbol at the P2. It's not able to find out. So that's why class one is not identified, and that's why we are getting other errors also. So now let us work on this error. How to do this one? Here we require to do the one class path setting. So what we should do is we have this basically P2 package. P2 package is available in the parent of the P2 we have to take it. That's a pack, and that path we have to take it, and that path we have to copy over here. See, we have to do the set class path equal to, and then we will paste our path. We will paste the path which is pointing to the parent of the P2 package that we have done. Now we will say Java C, and then we will say we want to compile our file to the test1.java. Now see, we got a two error. The In a previous case we got a three error. The package P2 does not exist. But here we got a now two errors. The package P2 does not exist error has not come. The reason is very simple. We have set the class path, so P2 package has been identified. Okay, but now here we have an error is one is not public in P2, cannot be accessed outside the package. Here in a P2, what is the coding we have done in a class 1? Here this is not a public. So if the class is not public, then it cannot be used from outside that package or the folder. So that's a basically default access specifier. Here we have using a default access specifier for the class. So it cannot be used outside that folder or the package. So that's why we are getting errors. So the intentionally we have put on this code so that you can get an error. Fine. Okay, now let us go move further, and we will move to the second class, class 2. Okay, now in a class 2, what we have done is we have put on the class is a public. Again, it's a package P2. Then class is a public. Class 2, we have a I variable. Again, make sure that the I variable is not a public, it's a default access specifier. And then this J variable is a public. Now let us try to compile this. Again, Java C, then 2.java. Compile without any error, and we want to use that class 2 in our test 2. So now let us go to the test 2. Now test 2, again we have an import p2.star. We have already set the class path. We have set the class path in this basically command prompt. So the effect will be available over here in this command prompt. Fine, the effect will not be available on other command prompt. For effect of all the command prompts, what you can do is you can go for the environment variable setting. Okay, now I want to compile that class. So we will say Java C, there's a test2.java. I will compile this compile. I want to execute Java test 2. See, I got the 2 as answer. See what we have written in a test 2. We have an import p2.star. 2th object has been created. Okay, the meaning of the star is that we want to have a permission for accessing all the classes of a P2 package. If I want to access only the 2 class, so I will say directly 2 also. This is also possible. Fine. Okay, so basically 2 we have, and then object obj1 has been created. If we will try to access the obj1.I, then it will give error because I is a default access specifier. I is a default access specifier in a class 2, which is available in a P2 package. So this default access specifier cannot access from outside the package, so it will give error. and we can access the J variable. So that is a basically second program of a package. Now we have a third program. The third program is basically related with the sub packages, and if we want to create a package inside the package. So now let us go for that. Here we have a coding. Okay, the sub package program. Okay, we want to go for a P2 package, and inside the P2, P222 in a such a way this is the hierarchy of the packages we have. Now what you supposed to do is simple. Suppose this is not available, let me delete it. Okay, what you will do is you will create a, we are in a P2 package or P2 folder, we will create a P, and then inside that we will go to the, and we will find, we will create a one new folder, P 4 times 2, fine. Okay, so here we have, we do not have any class over here. Now what we will do is that we will go to the P2 folder again. We have a class 3. Okay, we'll compile that class 3 we will compile over here, java java c 3.java is compiled. Now what is the class has been created? That class we will put it inside this manually. Okay, you can write your Java code over here also, that doesn't matter. Wherever you want to write the Java code you can write it, but you should make sure that your particular class 3 or the bytecode of the 3 file should be available in this particular folder, because you have mentioned that okay, package p2.22.222 in your coding. So that we have to follow. See, that particular sequence we have to follow. Fine? Okay. Now we have compiled and we want to use it from the P1 package. So again, what we will do is we will go for the coding of that. Here we have to say import, then p2.222.222.star. Then again we have a 3, and then we have a 3. Okay, here, and then we are accessing the I. We cannot access I because we have default access file. We can access the J. Now let us check it. Okay, Java C, and then we have a test3.java, Java test3. See, we can access the variable J, which is a publicly available. Here we have assignment. This is the communication detail.